Well, let's begin with the updates. What happened in Bangladesh in within 24 hours as far as the country being on the boil after Sheikh Hasina resigned as the Prime Minister and fled the nation, taking a halt to India.
Well, protesters stormed the Prime Ministerial Palace and looted things from Hasina's residence. Jubilant crowds took to the streets to celebrate their victory after the Army Chief, General Wakar-uz-Zaman, announced Hasina's resignation and ended her 15 years in power.
Well, the Army Chief said that he would be talking to the President to form an interim government, and he had held talks with the main opposition parties and civil society members as well. Listening to the man who now holds the reins of Bangladesh, who gave 45 minutes just to Sheikh Hasina to resign and to leave the country.
সেখানে আমরা সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়েছি যে একটা ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্ট আমরা ফর্ম করব এবং ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্টের মাধ্যমে এই দেশের সমস্ত কার্যকলাপ চলবে। আমরা এখন মহামান্য রাষ্ট্রপতির কাছে যাব যে এই ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্ট ফর্মের ব্যাপারে ওনার সাথে আলাপ আলোচনা করে আমরা একটা ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্ট ফর্ম করে দেশ পরিচালনা করব। সেনাবাহিনী শান্তি শৃঙ্খলা বজায় রাখার কাজ চালিয়ে যাবে এবং আপনাদের সবার দায়িত্ব, ছাত্রদের দায়িত্ব, রাজনৈতিক নেতৃবৃন্দ এবং রাজনৈতিক কর্মীদের দায়িত্ব হচ্ছে সেনাবাহিনীকে সাহায্য করা এবং আপনারা মিডিয়ার মাধ্যমে আমাদেরকে এই যে একটু আমাদের সাহায্য করেন, সুতরাং আমরা তাহলে এই পরিস্থিতি নিয়ন্ত্রণ সহজেই নিয়ে আসতে পারব। আপনারা আমার সাথে সহযোগিতা করেন, দয়া করে আর এই ভাঙচুর, হত্যা, মারামারি, সংঘর্ষ এগুলো থেকে বিরত হন। আমি নিশ্চিত যে আপনারা যদি আমার কথা মতো চলেন, আমাদের সাথে যদি একসাথে যদি কাজ করি আমরা, নিঃসন্দেহে আমরা একটা সুন্দর পরিণতির দিকে আমরা অগ্রসর হতে পারি।
Now we have updates coming in. Top sources have told Times Now that Sheikh Hasina will leave for London at 1 a.m. and there's no long-term stay promised by the United Kingdom yet.
So there has been several talks that has been taking place as far as the latest information suggests that Sheikh Hasina will be departing for London. Let me go across to Nyamika now. Nyamika, good morning. A lot of changes that have been happening. Of course, India is said to be the brief halt of Sheikh Hasina. Where is she headed next?
Absolutely, as the latest information which we are getting is that Sheikh Hasina will be leaving for London, as there is no official update which has come regarding the timing of Sheikh Hasina's when she is going to leave from the national capital for London, as we have been informed that she is continuously in touch with the authorities of UK, as she was supposed to get the permission there, as there was a continuous delay which was being made by the UK as well because of the boilers which has been erupting within UK as well regarding the incident of stabbing of 3 girls there, and the manner in which the protests were going on there, and that was the only reason why there was a continuous delay which was being done by the UK to give permission for Sheikh Hasina for her visit to London, because it is being told to us that she is going to be there within London, but she hasn't been permitted for a very long stay there. On the other side, if we talk about Bangladesh in particular, then there was a recent meeting that had taken place within Bangladesh where the president has met the chiefs of the 3 services along with the other opposition party leaders, and it is being decided that the government, an interim government, needs to be formed as soon as possible, and also the president has asked the army to take appropriate steps to stop all these violence and the looting which is currently going on there within Bangladesh. Not just this, but in fact it has also been decided that all those people who have been detained during the protests which were going on within Bangladesh, all of them will be released. On the other side, the BNP chief Khalida Zia is also going to be released. So all of these updates are coming in from Bangladesh in particular. But as of now, if we talk about the national capital in particular, then the Bangladesh former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina had arrived here at Hindon Airport late evening yesterday, and it is yet to be informed by the official sources that when she is going to leave from here for London, as now it is being told to us that the permission is being given, but it is not going to be a long stay for Sheikh Hasina for London.
Okay, all right. So she's going to be leaving for the UK. How long is she going to be there? There's no information on that. Niyamika, stay with us. The BSF has also issued a high alert along the India-Bangladesh border after the tensions in Bangladesh. The BSF has increased the deployment in the area. Train services, both passenger and freight services going towards Bangladesh border areas have now been suspended.
Well, the thousands of kilometers long of border that India shares with Bangladesh, the BSF new DJ is also camping in Kolkata to monitor the situation. The state of Meghalaya imposed a night curfew along the border with Bangladesh, with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar briefing Prime Minister Narendra Modi last evening about the crisis and the situation that is developing. As Times Now's Group Editor-in-Chief Navika Kumar also spoke to former Foreign Secretary Harsh Shringla. Let's also listen in to what may happen as far as the crisis which happens in Bangladesh and its possible impact on India. Mr. Harsh Shringla, if you say that BNP, the Jamaat-e-Islami are on one side, Sheikh Hasina was always a friend of India, do you think it's going to be challenging times for us to have any great understanding with the, any interim government which has these two elements, Jamaat-e-Islami as well as the BNP, and then Pakistan exulting, China won't be far behind? What does this mean for India?
Yeah, no, I think, as I said, it's a difficult situation. It could have been worse if that impasse had continued and there was more violence and more, I would say, bloodshed. But in a certain sense, it is somewhat controlled now. Now the situation is to engage those who are taking decisions and to make it clear to them that, in order for a viable relationship, which is, I think, very important both for Bangladesh and India. I mean, if you look at it from Bangladesh's perspective, I think cooperation of India is critical. So we need to engage them informally. I'm not saying formally, and I'm sure there are channels of communication open with all concerned, and to convey to them our serious concerns and our suggestions as to how they should proceed further on this and how it could sort of lead to a situation where they could restore the democratic process and bring back. And as I think our External Affairs Minister has said, we are looking at all options very actively. So clearly, the meeting that Prime Minister has taken has looked at some of these issues, and clearly there are options for us that would enable us to retrieve, what is.
But I was also reading, you've said a lot of support is coming in from exiles abroad. Who are you referring to? And for India, all options are being explored, but what are these options?
I think as of now, we need to remain engaged with all of our friends in Bangladesh. We need to keep channels of communication open, especially with the armed forces and the military that has assumed that power. Even if they appoint an interim administration, it will be overseen by the military. So it is something that we need to get into that process and try and engage them on this. I mean, these decisions haven't been taken fully, and we need to be able to input on them.
Now, after Sheikh Hasina's ouster, the focus is going to be on the interim government that will be formed. Bangladesh president has met service chiefs. This is the update coming in. Remember, yesterday in the press conference as well, the Bangladeshi army chief had said that the focus will be on forming an interim government.
Well, we have Muqtadir Rashid who is joining us right now. Rashid, a lot of developments that are taking place in Bangladesh. Now, hours after the resignation of Sheikh Hasina, what happens now?
Apparently, I visited multiple places in the capital Dhaka, and it's almost calm and quiet, normal day life here. And now I'm visiting one of the biggest temple in Mirpur area, and I asked the people whether any minority been attacked here or the temple came under attack. So I saw a few youths, those who claim that they are students, and they are trying to protect this temple from any kind of attacks. That's why they are guarding here. And as you know, the students who are, claim and who rebel against Sheikh Hasina's regime, they already announced the name of their interim government chief, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, the Nobel laureate, and we are yet to get his formal announcement, I'm just it's the opposite of I'm standing just opposite of his official this is the office of Grameen Bank, and no formal announcement we have received from Dr. Muhammad Yunus as yet. We are expecting from the government whether and who would be the next interim chief, or who would be the member of interim government. In the meantime, I visited a number of places, including the police station just opposite the temple of just opposite this temple, and we have seen this was badly burned, and you will not find anything. It's smoke is coming out of this building, the 3-storied building, and it's I saw an APC which was used against the students that is burned to char, and that's absolutely charred. And there is no major violence is reported in Dhaka as of now.
Tragic escalation of violence during the protests, and several Hindu temples had also come under attack. You're saying that several local residents are also now around temples to protect them. Stay with us, Rashid. We'll come back to you for those updates because the suspense still remains about where Hasina is headed. She is, of course, headed to London. How long is she going to stay there? What is going to happen next? That suspense still continues.
Well, as far as her son is concerned, seeing political comeback for Hasina, as far as according to sources, she is likely to head to London along with her sister, who is a citizen of the United Kingdom.
Yes, I have spoken to her. I spoke to her earlier today. She is safe. She's obviously in India. And thanks to your government. What can I say? She is very, very disappointed. She has worked so hard to turn the country around from what used to be a failing country, a corrupt country, a country of violence, and she has turned it into a middle-income state. It was considered a nation tiger. Last few elections, we have won by a landslide, and all our opinion polls showed we would win by a landslide. So we have popular support. Unfortunately, this is the minority, the vocal minority that has been using the student movement as an excuse to overthrow the government, and finally they've succeeded.
Right. Sajib Wazir Joy, let me also ask you, at the moment we are seeing a situation where there is a all-party government that is expected to come into power. You've also been told that we saw the formal announcement by the army chief that he would be sort of taking control of the situation there. Are there any real fears, A, when you look at the military taking over and the possibility of radical elements also getting a stake in the power there in Bangladesh?
Yes, I don't think the military wants to take over. I don't think the military wants to stay in power. The Bangladesh military is much more professional now. But the main concern is the radical element. What they're trying to do now, the country's in a state of anarchy, but more importantly, BNP Jamaat are hunting down all our party activists and leaders. And so what they want is, even if when there are elections, that the Awami League is crippled or cannot participate. And if that is because Awami League remains the largest party, Awami League remains popular. And so in a free and fair election, I think the Awami League would win again, and that is what they want to prevent. And if that happens, if the Awami League is somehow blocked from participating or crippled from participating, then of course Jamaat BNP will come to power, in which case, Bangladesh will become radicalized again. And there will no doubt be attacks on minorities. In fact, attacks have already started on minorities in Bangladesh.
Right, that really, of course, is a huge concern over here. What are you hearing as far as these attacks? Is it limited to certain pockets? Are there places of worship? Is it something that's happening at large? What is the information that you have on this aspect, Joy?
No, so far it has been nationwide. A lot of infrastructure has been attacked. A lot of homes, mostly people's homes, have been attacked. Of course, a lot of our party leaders' homes have been attacked. Parliament has been ransacked. Factories, you name it. Anything associated with the Awami League or minorities has been attacked so far.
So the BSF is on high alert on the India-Bangladesh border. The DG BSF Daljit Chaudhary has visited the India-Bangladesh border for the second consecutive day in the wake of the protests and violence in Bangladesh.
And majority of when it comes to the border that is shared with the state of West Bengal, what we are told that today at 11 a.m. The DJ will also be visiting Petropol, which is present in 24 Parganas, and he will be also visiting the other sensitive border areas at the same location. What we are told as far as the heightened activity that is now concerned, and of course when it comes to any movement across the border, that would be stopped. We have Rishabh with us right now. Rishabh, India's borders with Bangladesh are exceptionally sensitive owing to the situation that has developed in Bangladesh. What are we hearing from the DG BSF side?
Well, if we talk about the land borders between Bangladesh and India, we have a long border with Bangladesh, be it in West Bengal, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura. The way the whole northeastern India borders Bangladesh, and though it is fully fenced and is guarded by BSF, but definitely there are blind spots as there are in any of the borders. Given the tea gardens that are on the border areas, given that now there are even fields, the agricultural fields in the no man's land ahead of the boundary. So BSF is quite, they do understand that this is quite sensitive and they are on high alert. And the sources within BSF say that in general, one battalion has 6 outposts, 6 company posts that are on the front line. There are 2 companies, one the special company, which is called SP company, and one of the 7 companies which is at one time on training. These 2 companies have also been put to the front line from the headquarters, which means that the number of guards have increased on borders. BSF DG himself is in West Bengal. He is taking the stock on ground. The special DG who sits in Kolkata is also ensuring that no loopholes, no blind spots are left, and the borders are guarded. From last 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. this morning, Meghalaya had imposed a curfew in 200 meters of international border with Bangladesh as well. So one thing is very clear: while India is keeping an eye on Bangladesh and the evolving situation in Dhaka, India also do understand that it should not be a 1971 situation where India is influxed by refugees. They don't want that refugee crisis in India at this moment, and that's the reason that no one is being allowed to cross the fencing without valid documents.
Okay, all right. Rishabh and Niamika, thank you for joining us with those details. We continue getting updates from Bangladesh as well. We're keeping a close watch because of the impact that it could have in India. It's a very dynamic situation in Bangladesh, a lot changing. We are keeping a close track. We'll be right back after a short break.